Hey, my name is Troy Pelletier and I own Pelletier Taxidermy in Fort Kent. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about the 3 cuts that you're going to make when shoulder mounting your moose. Before you start making any of these cuts, it's extremely important to use a sharp knife. I like a replaceable blade knife. That's just me personally. But it's very important that when you're making these cuts, have that knife underneath the skin and make all your cuts underneath the skin. Don't have the knife flipped around where you're cutting into hair, because that makes a lot for me to have to fix, and yeah, cut hair is a nightmare, so don't do that. So cut number 1, what we're gonna do is, I like to see half of the moose come to me, the whole front half. That's what I like to see. So with your first cut, you're gonna go right around the center of the moose and cut along the dotted line, right around the whole moose. By cutting here, you're gonna leave me plenty of skin to do a shoulder mount. Or if you decide to change your mind and say you might end up wanting a pedestal mount after you guys have skun it. If you make that cut there, it's plenty of skin for me to work with and we're still good. Also, the shoulder mounts that I do, they include more shoulder than the old school traditional mount, so that's why I like to have at least half of the moose forward. So cut number 1, that's what you're going to do. Cut along the dotted lines right in the middle of the moose. Cut number 2, you're going to go around the middle of the leg and cut around the dotted line all the way around. The next cut you're going to make is from this cut here on the back side of the leg. You're going to see a hair pattern. Where the darker hair meets the lighter hair that's right on the back edge of the leg. You're going to stick your knife in there and just cut upwards. Cut up, 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 up. As soon as your knife hits the body of that moose, I want you guys to cut straight back and meet up with your first cut. A lot of problems that I see is people do this cut correctly, but they will end up going straight up here and then turning in. When that happens, I'm left with barely enough skin to do what I have to. So it's very important that when you're making this cut, you just cut out the back leg, and as soon as you hit the body, go straight back to that first cut you make. Now the last cut you're gonna make is this one here. You're gonna start right here on the top of the moose's back and make a cut all the way up to the back of his head. Just like this. Follow those dotted lines right to the back of his head. Those are your 3 basic cuts, and from there you can just peel everything forward. No other cuts have to be made at that point. So, done correctly, my job is a lot easier, and you end up with a mount that's pretty and looks how it should.